Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hello, and welcome to Band of Badgers, A Deadly Quest. In our finale, say
Yes.
hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Cool.
Hello.
Oh, that's not very enthusiastic for the finale, I think. Come on.
Hello. I've just come back from watching Paddington. I'm in a very chilled out mood. I am not.
no.
I am not ready for like slaughter of any kind.
Cool. At the moment I finish my recap, Dave, I'll be going like play the because we'll be instantly getting
That's
into it,
fine.
so that's good.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry. I've also got a cough because I've not been very well this week, so forgive me for my voice. Cool. So as it is the final session of this campaign, one way or another, this is coming to an end. Let's go around and everyone introduce themselves and plug whatever you've got. Steph, we'll start with you. We'll go around in order.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Steph. You can find me on socials at Little Goblin Girl. This week, I guess I'll plug, as always, Starfinder podcast on Dragonborn Industries. We've also recently put out a Curse of Strahd Death House one-shot, which is available on YouTube and other such things. We've also just started doing a live show at our local games cafe, Happy Piranha, and that is available in podcast forms wherever you get your podcast, and it's called Lightwell Live. That's me.
Cool.
Thanks, Steph. Pan, are you here to plug? Vinny.
Hello, everyone. I am Vinny. You can find me on Blue Sky. I am GM Vinny over there. Recently, I have been a guest star on the Cosmopunk podcast, playing Starfinder. You can find that, I think, through their website. I think it's up on Patreon right now, but it might be released to everyone very soon. I think Pam can tell you more about that. And hopefully soon I'll be joining as a regular cast member over there.
Cool, that's very exciting.
Cool.
And dives in to say yes and then dives out again. Hello.
Hello. Pan, now you're here. Would you like to say hello? We're plugging, we're introducing for the final session each other.
Of course. I can't show my face because I'm covered in dog bits, but hi, I'm Pan. You can find me at Stellar Encore and most places on the internet, all the social and all that. You can also find me on the podcast with Vinny. Yes, it is on Patreon at the moment. It will get released out to the ether, I think, at the end of the month. That's up there. I am also starting a podcast with a couple of guys like Chris Rubin and such, called Tumble Through, and that is up now, I believe. If you go on to your socials, your YouTube's, your Spotify's, your whatever's, and type in Tumble Through podcast, you'll find it there, and you hear me yelling about shit as usual.
Cool.
Steve, I'll ask, but you know.
Well, did you know that the season of being jolly is almost upon us?
Yes.
The Queen of Christmas herself has announced that it is now the Christmas season. So I will remind everybody that we do have a shop, and it sells many, many wondrous things for all of those people in your life, gaming related, who you don't know what to buy for. So there is a link below me right now, and I'm sure Dave will reinforce this message. He can thoroughly recommend the Band of Badgers Speedo if you're looking for something for the summer holidays next year.
Steve been drinking. Normally he just says you can't find me anywhere.
It's a different energy.
Now he's talking about bloody
It's the
Speedos.
finale.
I'm so here for it.
For the first time ever, we didn't car crash into an intro. So I thought, we'd do something.
Thanks very much for creating one. But there you go.
Follow that.
Yeah, Dave, here you go. Come on.
Easy. Well, yeah, I'm Chief Badger over at Band of Badgers. I got to put up with this toe rag and loads of other badgers. But we have a ton of stuff going on at the moment. It is nearly Christmas. It is like mid-November, early mid-November-ish as we do this. Now, there's many, many different things going on. The biggest thing we have going on at Band of Badgers is what we call the D&D Haven. This is a local venue to Gatwick. We have about 30 to 35, nearly 40 people at the moment playing D&D all day on the first Sunday of every month in private rooms. We all get together for lunch and tea breaks, and of course tea breaks. Grab a cup of tea and a custard cream. We have those tea breaks, and we're playing all kinds of different games. We do a lot of one-shots, but campaigns have started. So if you're listening or watching or hearing this, weirdly over someone's shoulder on the bus or whatever, and you want to play D&D face to face, get in touch. So all you have to do is make that first jump, leap, step, and get in touch, and you'll be with a bunch of nerds like you, more than likely, playing, rolling dice, and doing good all around the world. Now, in other news, you can't find Steve anywhere on socials because he doesn't exist. He's just a figment of everyone's imagination. But
I'm just AI, aren't I? That's what it is.
no, well, exactly. You might see him there. But Ross, this fantastic story that we have been playing since the summer, Deadly Quest. Yes, it's the last session. Yes, it's coming to an end. We don't know what's actually going to happen, but we haven't really figured out what's been happening the whole adventure anyway. We've just been hanging on by teeth and claws. Now, Ross, who we met over a year ago at UK Games Expo, weirdly, because we were on a table playing with Alex Kamer, who owns Gamehole Con in the States, and is a very accomplished published writer. We said to him, why don't you come along to our barbecue that we're doing? And Ross was like, okay, I'll come along. And we haven't been able to get rid of him since. We've had him on for various NDA projects and this, but this is actually now a Kickstarter, Ross's very first Kickstarter. Not only that, but just earlier, I think it was earlier this week. Where are we? It's Saturday. So earlier in the week.
It's been up for less than a week, so it's definitely this week.
Less than a week. You've already reached your goal. So this is a book that's going to go ahead, whether people like it or not. It's going ahead. How do you feel? Because you've had strangers just giving you money.
I'm not sure how I feel about that intro of it, Dave. But yeah,
it's there now.
Exciting. It is fully funded. However, there are stretch goals. I would like more artwork in the book. I can't draw.
Yes.
And I have shared with this group my drawing skills in our chat. So they have seen the capabilities that I have. I can't draw for this book. I need more artwork. And I want to pay a real artist because I don't use AI artwork. We pay real artists. Virgilio Caliva, I will plug the artist because she's fantastic and she has done some excellent work bringing my ridiculous prompts to life. So I'd like more. So if you want to fund it, get on board, back it. We'll reach some stretch goals. We'll get more artwork and it'll be a really cool book. But to answer your question of how it feels, Dave, really weird. I hadn't accounted for the fact that strangers on the internet not only would back my project and want to buy it, but also would message me about it. It's really weird.
That's cool. It's cool. So are you gonna go to Dragon Meet this year? What's your plan?
Yes, I am going to Dragon Meet this year, where I will bring my wonderful child who has agreed to be dragged up to Dragon Meet. So I'll be there.
Cool.
And there will still be 5 days of the Kickstarter left. So I'll be excited. I can push and plug. Try and drag people on, like get their phones out and sign up to Kickstarter and
fantastic
back my book whether they want to or not.
Yep. we do that thing where if they haven't got the RF card scanner wallet thing, we'll just go down the bar and just scan everyone's card and we'll put it straight into your Kickstarter. No one will know.
We won't do that. We won't be doing that.
Yeah.
We've done worse.
I was with you for so long there, Dave. I was with you.
We've done worse. I'm not wearing my speedos while I'm doing it.
Dave's in the bad spirit. Let him be.
It's gone. It's gone. Cool. We've got a Pam. That is excellent time.
There you go.
Thank you
segue.
so much.
I'm here to save you from Dave.
Thank you so much. Cool. So as we're not going to quit crying, but I will be at Dragon Meet if people want to talk to me, ask me questions about the book. Or you can reach out to me. My tag on Threads and on Instagram is at RJWeekends86. Ask questions if you've got them. I post stuff on there. I also post Lego stuff because I love Lego and I build Lego. That is Lego. That is not a real flower because I would kill it. That is a Lego flower.
So your Lego Polaroid earlier.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've got it here.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It's actually very cool. And do you know what? I'm going to waste time. I'm going to do it because I love it. I absolutely love this little set.
Does it eject the picture?
Oh, come on, Steve.
It's a real camera, Steve. It's a real camera.
Right,
made
Steve,
out of Lego.
I'm just going to take your picture.
Hey.
You've got to shake it, and it does. It comes.
Well, that's one sale you've made, Ross. Well done.
That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
You're not
Yeah,
meant
for
to shake
Lego.
Polaroids anymore, are you? You're meant to leave them be. You can't
I
shake
think you
them
were
like
never
the
meant to
old
shake them.
days.
Everyone just did anyway.
I never had a
fun.
Polaroid camera as a kid. I
It's
was
like
never
blowing in
allowed one.
cartridges.
Right. We all seem to have lifted our spirits a little bit with talk of Speedos and social media and excellent things that we've all got going on. Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's die. TPK,
Oh, okay.
TPK.
It's just the PCs, remember? Just the PCs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
All
run
right.
that video then, and let's get started.
let's do it.
Bing.
For the last time. Well done, Steve.
Yeah.
I love that. So, last time on a deadly quest, you got to the castle. You made it there. You realised about 10 feet from the doorsteps you didn't have a plan, and tried to come up with one in a crowd of people, which was fun for me to watch. But you sort of came up with a plan. You met some familiar faces inside, some unfamiliar faces, some you probably didn't want to see. You managed to get up into the king's suite, where he was relatively alone with you, and Shave did something very decisive, and took the crown off the king's head, turned it upside down, and rammed it into his head, almost killing him. But then very swiftly afterwards, he was killed very easily.
Yeah.
And what I've written down in my notes for the recap is chaos ensued, where you all started attacking things and running around. Domori Ashbourne, the dwarf prince, he did help you a little bit and seems to be on your side. You saw a wood elf who maybe isn't a wood elf. I think far at the very end saw them wiping a scimitar on their arm of sleeve and
Saying
wiping the
some
blood off
cryptic
of it.
bullshit.
Yeah, they're all full of cryptic bullshit. And I must mention this because it was brilliant. Mrs. Bemble Bumble used her child thieves to start a riot.
yay.
Things we regret as GMs when we say, yes, this sounds really cool, do it. But we are going to get straight back into it. We ended the last session, as I said, with Far running towards where he thought Neshka was, and he could see her as they were heading towards a tower to head up. And I will correct something I said incorrectly last session. The ladder is 30 feet high, not 15 feet. I'm not going to retcon anything, and I'm not going to punish anyone that hasn't been up the ladder yet. But the height, it is actually 60 feet up when you get to the top. Mrs. B and Kingsman jumped off. They are safe. They use your grappling hook and rope. You're down on the ground. You are safe. But all alone in the corridor is Shaith. So, Dave, if we can start the music, something tense, something urgent, and then I'll remind you, it is the guard's turn. It is all of your enemies' turns and your allies.
Rad.
And I won't lie, I cheated a little bit. I did some of this before we started, because otherwise it was going to take me time.
Lagasp.
I know. So, Mrs. Bemble Bumble and Kingsman, outside the front, you see lots of people now. You're talking about 30, 40 people all pushing towards the castle, shouting, writing, very angry. But what you see walking out of the castle is the princess, followed very closely behind by Karini, the Aarakocra, who is over her shoulder. And she just puts her hands out and everyone, please, I know you're upset, but I need calm. I need patience. I have sad news that the king has been killed, as well as 3 other leaders of nations. We are trying to investigate. Please calm yourselves. And I'm going to see if she can persuade them. She can't. They're still there. Their murmurs dull a little bit at the sound of at the thing of the king being killed. But Mrs. Bumblebomble and Kingsman, you don't know who these other 3 people that have been killed are. But the princess has clearly just mentioned it. And what Carini does is pulls out a little gem out of his pocket, and he casts a spell as this golden light bursts up. And in this golden light, there are 5 images. One of a rather large human who wears nothing but a strap across his chest with no name. One is a little gnome lady, an older gnome, and it just says Isola Bemblebomble. Next to that is a orc, or half orc, I want to say. Orc, who is wearing, nice clothing, but, it's Neshka. Next to that is a picture of a half-elf who looks very dapper, and it says Chad Chaddison. Oh, I remembered. I wrote that in my notes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had to change when I came into my name to Chad Madison, so I was like, oh yeah, Chad Madison.
Yeah. And
Paid
then
off down there, isn't
it? You see an image of a human who is Shafe, but it has no name. He is literally nameless here. That's their turn. The guards are just holding people back. Not too much happening. That happens, but I'm not going to tell you about it. And Neshka, you heard last time the footsteps coming up the stairs of this tower. They are going to keep running up to the top, but it is very narrow. You hear their clunking footsteps, and that door, that wooden door you're in front of, is open, and you see them with a shield and a spear stop as they see you. Stay there! And they're going to hold their action. And other stuff happens that you can't see and that isn't on the map. That you don't need to know about. Cool. Shafe, you have waited quite a while to take this turn. You are stood in the corridor. You believe on your own. With the king's head and the crown still atop his head in a pillowcase on your belt. I remembered these details because they were funny. What would you like to do, Shafe?
Right, so I have a question. When we played last time, there was blue stuff over the windows, shield or whatever, magical barrier over the windows, and that faded and disappeared. Is it still disappeared?
Yep, still down.
Then I'm going out that window.
Cool. Are you taking a run up, or are you going to go to it and just try and push through the window? It is basically a big window with lots of like metal strips through it and stuff.
Is it double glazed?
No, single pane.
I will raise the shield and shoulder charge it from where I am.
Cool. Make me and you're running full pelt. Just to make this very clear, you're running full pelt.
I'm running full pelt, yeah.
Make a strength check with advantage then.
Okay.
Because it's single pane, but it's about this thick.
So one of the dice was a 19, the other one was
Way
a
more than
7.
single.
So that's a 26 in total.
Oh yeah, even with this quite thick glass, you are able to smash through it on your shield, and that cinematic thing of the glass around your shield as you jump through it, and then you start to fall. What would be about 35 feet from where you are. Are you doing anything to lessen the fall?
No, I'm just going for full superhero landing.
Okay.
Do you want to use the Captain America landing when he uses his shield?
I'm picturing is when he jumps through the after he gets blown out the window by the hand grenade, he lands on the shield, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
I will try doing that.
Cool. Maybe you can either make it a dex check or a strength. Or,
Oh, it's definitely gonna be
a
strength.
dexterity saving throw or a strength saving throw to resist the power of the force.
So it's going to be a
Basically, looking
strength.
to take half damage is what you're looking to do here.
That's a 22.
Okay, I was just about to say it's a DC 15. You absolutely smashed that, which is really lucky because I rolled your 3d6 for your falling damage. And I rolled 2 6s and a 5.
Ooh.
So instead of 17 points of damage, you can take 8 points of, I think it's force damage, isn't it, for falling damage as you fall to the ground. But you're outside, but like Mrs. Bemble and Kingsman, you've heard the smash. Everyone around you has heard the smash. He's just jumped through a very large window. But you're outside, Shafe. I would say you've used your action and bonus action. I don't like to count falling as movement. I don't think that would be movement. So you have about 10 feet of movement.
Would you allow me to pull the head out of the bag and say something?
Yeah. Objects interaction. Yes,
Okay,
Dave.
so-
Yes, that's right.
So I'll explain why I'm doing this, so there's some context to it. We got into the room, and I've killed the king basically with a crown. He's clearly a weakling in my mind. So there is no way that a person like that should be such a tyrant to so many people. So clearly he has lots of people backing him up, powerful friends, so to speak, who may go to the effort of trying to cover this up and keep things, on the down low, so they stay in power. Now, I don't know that my face is, currently on display above the castle, and they've told everybody that the king is dead. So in my mind, I want to let everyone outside know that the tyrant is dead. So I'm going to pull the head from the bag, and I am going to scream at the top of my lungs, "The tyrant High Elf King is dead. You are free." And that's where I'm going to finish my action.
Cool. And as you jump out, like you've landed and you can move a little bit, and there is a few trees around the castle, but there are lots of people around. There are lots of guards, so that's fine. Okay, we'll see what happens with that consequences next time. Shape, end of your turn, movement, action, bonus action, and a very excellent object interaction. And speaking's free.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go over.
We will deal with that in a minute. Mrs. Bumble, you are up next as we're back at the top of the order. You have just seen, like, all the crowd now are pushing forwards towards this line of guards. Like, they are focused on the princess, but there's still lots of people straggling at the back and guards starting to move around. What would you like to do?
Now, am I right in thinking I still got a use of child thieves? I thought it was. Yes,
What a
brilliant.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'll make sure.
Fabulous. I would like to, and we're sort of like in amongst the shrubberies at the moment, yes?
Yeah, you're safe and hidden, at the moment, yeah.
Amazing. I would like to, first off, just preparing for a potential future. I'm gonna take out a flask of oil that I have in my kit and douse a tree in it. And then I want to try and attract the attention of my child thieves to kind of swarm and protect me, because they're about my height, so that I can kind of hide amongst the children.
They actually are. They're a bit taller than you.
Yeah.
You can get a couple of their attention. There are a few on the edges. They know not to be in the middle of this crowd.
Mhm.
They are wise enough. They are small
Good
children.
kids.
That it's not safe in the middle of a crowd. They're around the perimeter anyway. You can grab the attention of a couple of them if you would like to.
Absolutely will do. And I'm gonna shuck off my kind of overcoat, jig my my sneaky cloak, and make myself look kind of more old and haggard than really I am, as I kind of like hide amongst the children, and I want to try and move backwards away from the crowd.
Cool. I will let you choose. You can either make a performance or a deception check, because you are an older gnome. However,
I want to
you are
look
definitely not
haggy.
invisible. Yes.
Okay. 26 deception.
Yeah, like there are guards going, "Oh, do you want some help, madam? Are you all right there? Would you like us to help you along?"
Oh, thanks, dear. I'm all me old bones and me arthritis.
Oh, it's good that the young'uns are looking after you, madam.
Oh, they're
Good day.
good kids.
I mean, they're thieves, but yes, sure. Each to their own. I recognise them. We deal with them anyway. And you will have wandered off as he keeps talking to himself about these kids. Anything else on your turn?
I think I've probably done quite a lot at this point, so I'm gonna say that is my turn.
Cool, no worries. Kingsman, you've just seen Mrs. Bumble
disappear. I'm watching all these kids. So in the midst of watching all these kids, did you set the tree on fire?
No, not yet.
Right. And I'm going, just turn around, Mrs. Bumble, Mrs. Bumble. Hello. I start looking around the tree, looking around the bush. Mrs. Bumble, where have you gone? And as I see her disappear in this bunch of kids, Mrs. You left me after everything we've been through. Wow. I will reach up from a tree. I will grab a branch. I will snap it down. So I've got a branch with some leaves on it. I will reach down, grab some dirt and leaves, and smush that all over my nicely bronzed body, which is still oiled, by the way. But it's all the leaves are going to stick to it.
So gross now.
Oh.
Oily, muddy body.
Oily, muddy leaf.
Slide is what you've done.
Exactly. It's all I can do. Get some. If there's any kind of rotten fruit that's left on the ground, I'll pick that up and start smudging that over. And I'll walk out with this is not effective, but walk out with a branch in front of me, the trees, the leaves, and sort of sticking out from that. And where I am on the map, so we have it here, because we've got the up on the stairs is to my left, where they've just announced these are the people you need to look for. To the right is where we heard the smash of glass, and I thought I was going to head that way, but then I heard the voice of Shafe going, "I have killed your king!"
Yep.
And I've turned around. Mrs. Bumble has gone and abandoned me, so I will just walk straight ahead. So on the map, it is continues straight south with my branch in front of me, and just no one can see me.
Okay.
No one can see me.
Just to clarify, so I will just tell you in case this changes what you've done. Where you are at the moment, there are trees. There is then about a 30-foot gap between what is a larger forest area called the Silent Forest. For a reason, it's very obvious. So you've got 30 feet of walking, holding a twig covered in mud and rotten fruit. Are you okay with that?
Exactly. And I'm going to take it nice and easy.
Right.
Cool.
I'm not going to run.
No, that's fine.
Nice and easy.
Make a stealth check with disadvantage because you have in turn made yourself stand out even more.
Okay.
That's quite a high DC.
I have. Both rolls are over 15, and I have a +5.
Ooh.
So I've got a 16 and a 17. So it's a 16 + 5, 21.
Okay. Yep, they're not gonna beat that.
There's more important things to worry about. There's some smelly tall guy talking to a branch.
Well, normally anything suspicious at a time like this, people would pay attention to. But what you actually see is the guard that should have been looking at you has just been speaking to the children and this little old lady that's been wandering off and has been distracted. So you are very fortunate.
Maybe I should have picked up a whole potting plant, pretend to be a gardener.
What the worst disguise. You do get to the edge of the Silent Forest on the other side, but not quite within it with your movement. Actually, you've got more than 30 feet, haven't you?
I've got 35. I've got 45.
Yes. So you can get into the Silent Forest, which is also about 40 feet deep.
Once I'm in there, I want to duck down, hide, and use my branch as extra camouflage. And I want to look at what's going on, and I watch the story unfold in front of me.
Yeah. What I will say is, you go inside, and all the noise cuts out. You hear nothing the moment you step across that threshold. It's called the Silent Forest for a reason.
Wow.
It is magically silent constantly. But you notice that the way it is laid out, although it's very dense and there's lots of trees, there are clear pathways. This is clearly where people come to walk and think. But you can hear nothing from the outside. Make an insight check to see if you figure out this second part of this.
Okay, instant. No bonus. I got 11.
Yeah, you can figure out that's enough. The DC was 10. You think no one would hear you either. So if you were to call out, no one would be able to hear anything that happens inside this forest. Just like you can't hear anything outside of it. Cool. I think hiding, disguising yourself would be your action. And then you managed to get across and somehow not get discovered. Cool. Anything else that you would like to do or say on your turn?
No. I'm now going to watch it unfold in silence.
And Neshka, we unfortunately won't be coming to your turn, as someone else is going to take their turn first. Because he got a 12 in his initiative. Shafe, on the outside, just over your shoulder, you hear a very familiar voice. I thought it was going to be harder to get someone to take responsibility for this, but you have done me a massive favour, Shafe. But I am going to need to have a little word with you and your friends. And as he says that, it is evidently the mysterious stranger, or Mr. Brown, whatever you want to call him.
I was expecting him to arrive.
You are enveloped in darkness, like pure darkness. Every single one of you, wherever you are in this world at the moment, you are somewhere else. You are on your own. There is no one else. And each of you, in your little space of darkness, a little brazier ignites, and the flames flicker. And where you would expect this flame to cast shadows and light to reach out, it never reaches anything. It only illuminates a very small area of this space. And then, Neshka, we are going to start with you, though, because your initiative is next. You see two chairs, two simple wooden rustic chairs next to the brazier, like either side. And out of the darkness walks the mysterious stranger with his long brown coat, his very simple clothing, and his worn gloves and boots, his trim beard, slick back hair, piercing grey eyes, and the tattoos down his face. Just the lines. Well, Neshka, it would appear you have fulfilled your side of our deal, at least.
I said that I would.
And I'll promise you something in return.
You promised to spare my family and my home.
And that's done. They are off the table. They are not a bargaining chip anymore. But you see, although your friend Shafe is doing a mighty job of helping me out here, we do need people to take the fall for this. At least a couple of you, probably. So I would like to make a new deal. You can pick whichever one. Maybe Shafe's a good option here just to hang him out. But someone's going to take the fall, and I will let you go. You will escape Narkel, and no one will ever know you're involved. It'll be forgotten.
You want me to choose which of my group will take the blame for this?
Yeah, why not? You haven't known these people very long, Neshka. You don't owe them anything. I don't think any of them respect nature in the way that you do. And I'm quite happy to let you go.
Even though I haven't known them very long, it doesn't feel like the right thing to do. Even for me to be the one to choose someone.
If you don't choose and you don't want anyone to take the blame, then it'll have to be you. And then your family will be out on their own. Anything you wanted to achieve, all your dreams, your rage that you wanted to contain, I can help you contain and utilize, you won't be able to.
If someone has to take the blame for it, and it's up to me to choose who, I'll take the blame.
How very disappointing, Neshka. Fine. Agreed. We have a deal. You'll take the blame.
Yeah.
Excellent. Neshka, it's now your turn. You can do anything you would like to in this space. Is there any actions, bonus action, any movement you would like to try and do in this space?
I would like to focus on getting far out of here. Do I still have Pass Without Trace cast?
You will, but the darkness you are in, there is no one around you. You can't see anything other than the stranger, the chairs, and the brazier.
Oh, okay. Not quite
He
sure.
hasn't released you from this space yet.
Okay. I'll say, what do I have to do?
Well, why don't we see what your friends say?
I'll sit down in the chair and wait.
Oh, you took the chair. Cool. No worries. That's you sit down in the chair. It's not a very comfortable chair, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just very mediocre. Far, you are next in the initiative. You are in this darkness, in this space. You see the brazier. You see these two chairs. No one sat in them. And then the mysterious stranger walks out of the ether, like out of nowhere.
Right.
There's no smoke or shadow or anything. He just appears and takes a seat.
Nice trick.
I am full of tricks.
Yeah,
But one
so-
I'm not. Oh, go on.
Yeah, so I realize. So what is this? What are we doing here now? How do I get out of here?
Everyone wants to get out. Just like your master, but I believe we had a deal. King's
Your
dead,
deal is done. King's dead. Right.
so your master goes free.
Prove it.
Oh, I can prove it to you. And he waves a hand in front of you. Not magical, but you get the sense that he just controls this arena, whatever it is. And there is like a window that opens in front of you. And you see your master, who was in these chains in the Nine Hells. The chains just release him. In the Nine Hells, though.
Right.
And he is free.
Hmm.
You really must be careful with your words, Val.
Okay. Well, at least he's free. Your job's done. King's dead. I guess we're done here, right? I'll be on my way if you don't mind.
Well, you know the game, Far. You know that I need someone to take the fall for this. I don't mind who. I don't mind if it's all of you. I don't mind if you're alive or you're dead. I just need someone to take the fall.
Okay, well, and Far thinks all while. Did Far hear Shafe yelling outside at all?
You all heard him.
We all heard?
Even inside. Because you're actually like on a balcony area outside, so you all heard him shout. You all
Far's
know
is
where
selfless. He's like, well, I hate to say it, but Shafe kind of did the job for us, so. I mean, when you say take the fall, what's going to happen to him? Or anyone, for that matter?
Oh, who knows? It'll depend on the choices that happen. But someone will take the fall, one way or another.
Fine. Shafe wanted to kill the king that badly. Let him kill the king.
Cool. And in return, I suggest you make a return on the deal. Otherwise, it's very one-sided for me and very unsatisfactory.
Whoa, wait. What do you mean make a return on the deal?
Well, if you're going to make sure that Shafe takes the blame no matter what do you want in return? I'm not an unreasonable man.
I'm not making sure nothing. Shafe made his own bed, but hey, if you want to let my master go and like send him back to me, cool, great, awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. if you can make sure Shafe does turn himself in or takes the fall in whatever way, then I will take you to your master, or I can bring him back here. I don't mind.
Oh, no. I just saw him in the 9 hells. You ain't taking me to shit, buddy. You bring him back here.
You can't blame a man for trying.
Uh-huh. Listen, I gotta know. You and Shafe have some kind of history, right? What is... You're gonna let your buddy go down like this?
Don't mistake kindness for friendship. I don't have many friends these days.
You ain't that kind either.
I am when it benefits me, and I am imbued with a gift. That sometimes I see the future and what's coming. And your friend Shafe was important today, as are each and every one of you.
Fob spits and says, look, whatever, man, okay? Shafe made his bed. He's super into the whole martyrdom thing. Fine. You want me to let Shafe do his thing? He do his thing. You bring my master back. You let us all go. Everybody else is cool, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fair deal.
Fine. Just... All right, look, shit. And Fob's going to think back to the time he spent with Mrs. Bemble and make sure he gets deals right. He goes, all right, look. Number one, everyone is safe, okay? Like Neshka, Kingsman, even Mrs. B. Shafe will be fine, I think. Number two, my master, brought back safely. Put him in, what's that town we started in, by the way?
The town you started in was where the tavern blew up.
Okay, I assume it's not blowing up still. It's probably safe. Put him somewhere.
Yeah, Mute Barrow was the name of the town.
Mute Barrow, okay, cool. Put him in Mute Barrow safely. I don't know what else you got over the other guys, but they're free too, right?
Everyone makes their own choices, for some of them might want to give themselves up. That's their choice
Nobody
to
give
make.
themselves up. Nobody's that dumb in this situation. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. You're trying it on. Okay, fine. So, I replay all my points. I think I've got everything, like all my ducks in a row. All right, you got a deal, you son of a bitch.
Good. I do love a deal. And so you now have action, bonus action, or movement, anything you would like to do for after having this interaction with the mysterious stranger, but you've accepted his deal, as has Neshka so far.
All right. Okay, well, I'm sitting in this dark room, right?
Yeah. It's a space. It's not even a room. Like, there are no edges here. It is just darkness.
Okay, so talking to Mr. Brown. So, what's with the smoke and mirrors, man? Let's go.
Well, there's more of you. Be patient, Far. I'm doing a lot all at once here, to be fair. Like, you're doing a very little bit. And I'm doing a lot all at once.
Yeah, you're a lot of something, all right. Fine. And he's going to get back. In fact, you know what? First thing he'll do is he's going to he'll touch at his chest, his shoulders and such, just hit some pressure points, just to administer himself a little bit the first day.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he's sitting there, just arms folded, legs folded, mad, and kind of mad himself, but he can't do anything else, I guess, at this point.
Oh, everyone has a choice, Far.
Oh, really?
That's fine.
I
You've
punch him in
made
the
your
face.
choice. You can punch him in the face.
Yeah,
If you want to punch him.
You know what? So we're square, right? Everything from here is cool and out.
I mean, as long as you...
I punch him in the face.
Yeah, you can punch him, that's fine. Roll to hit.
All right.
Oh, God.
23?
23 hits, yeah. AC of 19.
I just like, hey, no hard feelings, buddy. And I just like, actually, lots of hard feelings. And I punch him in the face.
Yeah, cool. Roll some damage.
That is, I'm sure he's going to do shit for him, but it makes me feel better. That's 20, and then, sorry, that was 20 to hit, sorry. That's 8 and 10, so 18 damage.
18, cool. You punch him, and he smiles. Very cute, Far, very cute.
Yeah, well,
Shall I have a go? Shall I have a turn?
I'd rather you not. When you go and do that work you said you had to do, huh? Busy guy like you hasn't got time to be playing Rochambeau out here.
Good point. And then we're going to go out of turn on a slightly here, Shafe. You are not going to be next. Mrs. Bemble Bomble, you are going to be next. As you are in this dark area, he's already sat in the chair for you. He doesn't do the smoke and mirrors thing. Hello, Isola.
Mr. Unknown, hello.
I mean, that's like 3 or 4 names I've got now.
Lucky you.
Oh, and that's only the ones that you lot have come up with. I've got loads more. But work's done. Deal's done.
Indeed.
And I promised you... What did I promise you again?
Oh, I think you're trying to make me say it. Why don't you tell me?
Well, from my memory, it was something about your kids. I'd already brought about 2 of them
It
up
was,
for you.
yes. You'd brought back my feckless sons. And I do believe you'd taken the others. As is your right, a bit of collateral. I can't blame you for that. I do believe it was perhaps their safe return to the family stead.
Safe return. See, details. It's all about the details. As I know
People
you get it.
forget about the details.
Yep. And that is how I catch them. But fine. Your kids are back home. It's done.
Thank you. And
I don't even know why I try and get one over on you. Someone's got to take the fall, Isola. You know the score. You know the game.
indeed.
I need a patsy. Otherwise, if we don't have someone who we can pin this on, and your friend Shafe is doing a good job of working towards that, it'll end up with war. So I need one or more of you to take the fall. You can either nominate someone, do it yourself, or not.
Oh, now that is interesting. Obviously, you need the scapegoat. Obviously, the 5 of us are prime targets. As you say, Shafe is doing an exceptionally good job of screwing the pooch of his own longevity, shall we say. How many do you need to make it viable?
One's enough. One person cut the head off. One person stabbed the head with a crown. I do need the crown. Well, the princess needs the crown back, but I'll sort that out afterwards.
I tried, dear. He was like a child with a lollipop with that thing.
Yep. It was weird, is what it was. Like the whole head in the...
Oh, I tell you, I've seen some... You probably know I've seen some shit and done some shit too, but even I was a bit like, whoa, no.
That was
Even in
steep.
my day.
That's straight up there, right to 100.
So let's cut to the chase, dear. Should you need another name, or indeed just Shafe? Because let's face it, as we've said, he's doing a grand job. Does this invoke a contract of sorts again?
Oh. What would you want from me? If so, I'm going to let you go and live, is the kind of the counterpoint to it. Which I think is fair.
Indeed.
So you're getting that out of it.
That's pretty good, I won't lie. Are we working on a 1-for-1 basis?
Oh no, I think you owe me more.
Oh, well, you can't blame a girl for trying.
You can't. I would like a favour from the next 2 generations of your family. It'll be nothing too nefarious, nothing too dark. Someone disappears, someone gets transported, something gets delivered or hidden. Nothing too bad. But you get to live, and you'll be wiped from all of it. No one will know you were ever involved. The Bemble Bomble name will live on.
Ooh.
Those are very fair terms. And something I was going to put on the table myself, should we have the fortune of meeting again. This has been quite the adventure. It's been the most fun. I get the feeling that perhaps some of our thinkings, even though I may not have the depth of your knowledge and experience, may be somewhat aligned. And should you find use for my expertise in the future, it was something I was going to offer up. So we have Shaith.
Yep.
And if you need a second... Oh, now, but here's the thing. Do you want me to tell you someone? Do you want a name, but you'll take me instead? Is that what your game is? It's something I would have done.
Oh, no. If you nominate someone else, they'll be on my list. I wouldn't. If you don't want to nominate yourself, I'm not going to take you. If you do nominate yourself, then you're going to be part of it.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah. I'm going to roll one of his abilities as well to set the DC. Cool. So
my dice like me.
Cool. Yeah, I bet you they do. Mine don't like me. The DC is going to be 18.
It's a 22.
Yeah, I thought it was high. He gets advantage on his checks for that as well. Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Wicked.
For all of his things, you get the impression that these deals are oddly like sacrosanct for him. Like he wouldn't betray a deal that he had made because that might have consequences.
I knew I liked the cut of your jib. We'll stick with Shaith. I think he's done a good job so far. Anything I can do to help facilitate that? There is another name I could put in, but I think he needs a little more work.
All right. The deal's done.
Call me.
I don't know what that is. What's call me? I don't understand.
My grandson Jason said it's like the thing the kids are doing now for like the sending stones. When they pick up the sending stones, they're doing this now. I don't know, dear. I'm just,
Kids
trying to keep relevant. Oh, tell me about it.
No, they're born, do they?
No, back in our day, you had to walk into school was uphill both ways.
Cool. Deal done. You have agreed to his terms. You have also nominated Shaith, but did not nominate a second name. I'm intrigued to know who that is now. Just the GM. Cool. Action, bonus action, any movement on your turn, or do you stay in this space?
I'm just going to stay in the space. Might like my pipe. But I'm also going to bonus action. I'm going to use my eye for detail to kind of make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues in my area, just in case.
Okay.
I know it's dark as dicks, but
what specifically are you looking for?
I am looking for any kind of glimmer of a telltale of kind of how this space is formed, whether it's arcane, like extraplanar, that kind of thing.
Cool.
Where the
I assume you got a roll for this, haven't you?
Yeah, just an investigation check. Thank you. 19.
Not magical. Definitely extraplanar. You would be smart enough, Mr. B, to say that this is probably something around the Nine Hells Infernal, because that is where his origins are. And you do notice on the brazier there are symbols all around it, and I don't think you know the language, but you have seen Infernal written, and it is definitely there are Infernal glyphs and writing on it.
Cool, and beans. Thank you.
Cool. Kingsman, having gone into the silent forest where you could hear nothing with your excellent disguise.
Of course.
You are now in this dark black space where you can see nothing but a brazier and two chairs. And then the mysterious stranger walks out of the darkness and takes a seat.
You again.
I do tend to stick around. Job's done.
Yes, the job is done.
Excellent. What did I promise you again?
I don't know. My brain is like a sieve at the moment. Maybe I'm running on adrenaline. Maybe you should remind me.
Or something about peace or a peaceful existence or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. Details aren't important.
More oil.
So, I can give you that. You'll have a peaceful existence. Ironically, you are currently in the Silent Forest, I believe, so it's very peaceful there.
And what of my companions? Where are they?
They're about. But speaking of your companions, Kingsman, I do need someone to take the fall for this. We need to prevent a war, and we need to pin this on someone who maybe hates the crown, has got a bit of an axe to grind, or a double-bladed sword. Any sort of person. But one of you five. So you can either nominate someone, nominate yourself, or not nominate anyone. It's entirely up to you.
Do you know who made the killing blow?
Oh, I don't remember.
And do you know how the head was taken from his shoulders?
Why don't you remind me?
Well, the head removal came after the killing blow. So if you're looking for someone to blame so the others can go free, who else could have killed them apart from me? I don't use a sword. I don't use an axe.
Excellent. So you're willing to take the blame for this and the consequences. I mean, it's very peaceful in prison, to be fair, a lot of the time.
Yes, I would nominate me.
Anyone else?
You allow the others to go.
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. You each have autonomy and you're able to make your own choices and face the consequences of those choices. I just abide by the rules. You all get to make your choices. So
I think you bend the rules.
I have never bent the rules in my life, Kingsman.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I nominate me.
No one else?
No. I'm the tallest one here.
I mean, you know that's factually inaccurate, don't you? I mean, you are technically the tallest one in this space, but that's because there are only two of us.
There you go. I'm
Okay.
right sometimes.
Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, cool. You'll take the fall for it, as well as anyone else who's nominated themselves or anyone else. What do you want in return?
If I can't have peace for myself, then let the others have peace.
You have a deal. There are so many ways to get peace.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Deal done. It is now deal done. You've nominated yourself. You have your action bonus action, any movement, Kingsman, you would like to take.
Because he's always a tricky bastard, this guy, I'm going to try and grab him by the scruff of his neck. I'm just going to see if I can snap my arm out. Grab him.
Make a athletics check.
I get that's a 19.
Cool, you got a 20.
Oh!
As you go to grab him, and it takes effort, like this is not effortless, but he does just put his hand on the inside of your arm and just twist it off. I've already had one of your lot lay their hands on me, Kingsman, and I have been very calm about it. I would suggest you don't test my patience.
I had to try.
You literally didn't.
No, I tried.
You made a choice. And choices
I tried.
have consequences. But anyway, our deal is done. Anything else you'd like to do? Any bonus action or movement
No.
you'd like to try and take? No.
All good.
Cool. No one's tried to run through the dark space and run away. No fun.
I'm assuming we can't. I'm just assuming it's a.
Oh
box.
yeah, you absolutely can't. But it's just the fun thing of I try and run away. I go,
Yeah,
just,
no,
you
it
never,
seems fair.
you never get further away from him. Shafe, you have waited very patiently, and you have stood in this space, and you have heard every other member of your party speak. So you know those that have given you up, whether you agree with it or feel bad about it or not. You know that Mrs. B and Farr nominated you. You know that Neshka nominated herself, and Kingsman nominated himself. The mysterious stranger, as with Mrs. B, doesn't do tricks with you. He is sat in the chair. So, I believe we had a deal, didn't we?
Yep, we did.
And you have definitely held up your end of the bargain. And he points to the head that is still in the pillowcase. That there's not a lot of blood, but there's still like black ichor that is just like pooling at the bottom of this pillowcase, and the crown is poking out in a few more places because you've now jumped through a window and cut it a little bit. It's not been like just carefully held; it's been rattling around in this pillowcase. What did I promise you again, Shafe?
A name.
Any name?
The name I had as a child before I was forced in service of this, and I'll hold the head up.
It's a really weird thing to have the head. I can tell you your name. I have it. And our deal's done, but there'll be another deal to be struck after that.
I heard.
Your name that was given.
I don't want it.
Oh. Why not?
2 reasons. One, I quite like the idea of you owing me something. 2, I've only ever been nameless mate. That's all I ever remembered. All I know is war. All I know is fighting. When I know peace, it'll probably be in the grave. Then I'll have earned that name. So write on my headstone.
I can do that. Oh, I don't like owing someone something though. It's a very odd place to be without something coming back in return. It's a very weird dynamic, this one, Shafe.
So I'll sell you that favour. I understand you need a patsy. I knew that from day one. And it's always been me. Doesn't need to be anyone else. You don't need Kingsman. He's just another warrior the same as I am. I could have easily have struck the killing blow. In fact, I'm annoyed that I didn't. Doesn't need to be Neshka. She's also a warrior of sorts, but in a more peaceful and controlled manner. What you're really looking for is a mastermind. Somebody who had reason to do this beyond my mindless rage or whatever grudge I held against the tyrant. I understand you don't want that to be another head of state, and I'm sure you have many other games that are going on at the moment, and this is just a small part of it. So release Kingsman and Neshka from their deals. Let them go with Mrs. B and Farr, and we'll find some other patsy to blame.
People make choices, Shafe. You don't get to undo their choices, and your name is worthless to me. It means something to you.
But you play deals straight, always. And you still owe me that name, whether it's mine or yours to give. So you still owe me that favour.
And I can just say it out loud. I mean, I can just put it in your mind if I wanted to.
What do you gain out of Kingsman and Neshka taking their sacrifice? You still have me as the person to blame. As I said, it makes no sense to have them. There still needs to be someone behind it. There still needs to be someone clever enough to come up with this plan in the first place. And neither of those really fit the bill, do they?
And you don't have to run in such a. He holds something back that he's about to say. And clearly thinks better of it, of that comment. You are right. But you heard their deals. If they don't give me what I want, they don't get what they want. That is the purpose of a deal.
So all they need to do is say my name and they'll walk free.
No, it's too late for that. They had their chance. There are no second chances in life, Shafe. We make our choices, we suffer the consequences, and we sacrifice things, is what we do.
You don't need to explain the concept of sacrifice to me. I'm sure I understand that far better than you ever could.
You have no idea what I've sacrificed. And as he starts to speak, the world around you, this black space, flames start to encircle you and light up. It is just a black space with no walls. There is no end to this. It is a void somewhere. But there are flames that grow bigger and bigger. And as they go further out, the void just becomes bigger and more vacuous. And his body, he grows slightly, not taller than you because you're too taller than him, but his body grows slightly and his eyes start to inflame. You have no idea what I've sacrificed. I have given my soul, my love, and my fucking humanity for this continent. You think that because you fought in a war you didn't want to fight, that makes you some sort of fucking martyr, Shafe? Is that what you think?
Not a martyr, no.
You have no idea what sacrifice is. I've given everything. And as he says everything, the flames grow bigger around you, 30 feet high. There is no ceiling in this place either. And his body starts to crack and the bones start to, you hear them separate a little bit and his clothes start to rip. And his body, you see the skin underneath tears, like slime when you pull it too much, and it just has holes in it, and every bit of his flesh breaks and rips. And you see underneath this red skin with like scars on it, not human skin. And out of his back, this black wing that is of flesh that is torn and ripped and tattered springs out that probably has a good 20 feet wingspan. And his face does the same, but on the other side. And then he collects himself, and literally you see him pull his hands together to pull himself together. And the flames dissipate, and you're back in the black void. You will not unmake their deals. You can make your own deal, Shafe. Or you can die.
Then we finish it my way.
So be it.
No prison. I go out swinging.
I can respect that. Do you want to do it here? Or do you do it on the streets?
I want to do it taking down the people that held up that tyrant to power. They're just as guilty as he was.
I would be mindful of who you apportion blame to. It's difficult sometimes to step out from underneath that power when it looms over so widely. But the choice is yours. There is no deal here to be made. I will put your name on your gravestone. That is the deal we have.
That's the deal I'll accept.
Good luck. And as he says that, the void around you just disappears. It evaporates, and you are all back to where you were. None of you heard Shave speak or each other speak. Shave is the only one that heard anyone else speak. Cool. So that's the end of that. Neshka, it's your turn. You've made your deal. You have offered yourself up. That is the deal that you made. And because you accepted his deal, you will get a buff. So one of the things is if you are entwined with this mysterious stranger now, if he requests something of you, you will have a choice, but you will have to make a wisdom save to disobey anything that he says. You can also wild shape into a hellhound, which is pretty cool if you want to do that. And any damage type that your spells cause can be made fire. And you can do that a number of times up to your proficiency bonus. If you get in a fight, you might get into a fight, we'll see. But yeah, that's what has happened to you, Neshka. You feel this connection as you have made this deal. It is stronger now you've made a second deal. What would you like to do on your turn? You are still up on the balcony. You can see far. You can see these two guards that have asked you to stop. You are muted.
I am going to, as I said before, I'm going to focus on getting far out of here.
Cool.
So, I still have Pass Without Trace cast.
Yep, that'll be up from last time. Yeah, that lasts quite a while.
So can the guards actually see me here?
Oh yeah, they can literally. You're literally stood right opposite them. They can absolutely see you. Yeah.
Ah, great. Okay. I will. I'll step toward the guards, and I'll say, "Let my friend pass," and I'll give myself up.
Cool. Make a persuasion check. It will not be hard to convince these guards. You're mainly convincing them to let Far go, as opposed to stopping you.
Oh, not 20, so 19.
Yes. You see the nervous guard at the front who has got his spear. Just look at the guard behind him who's just nodding. They're not really used to seeing action in the city. You get the impression that they're probably quite agreeable to that. Anything else you would like to do in your turn?
I'll tell Far to go on ahead, catch up with the others. I'll be okay.
Are you crazy? No.
Cool. Is that the end of your turn, Neshka?
That's it.
Cool. Far, you're up. Neshka has told you to carry on. You do still have a deal with the mysterious stranger, so I'll let you know what your stuff is. So again, the same thing. If you try and disobey anything he says, you're going to have to make a wisdom saving throw because you are entangled with him more now. And when you use your flurry of blows, you can choose to exchange the 2 attacks with a casting of burning hands at level 4.
Oh, okay.
Theme stuff.
All right. Far looks at Neshka and he's like, "What do you mean we can get out of here? Shave's doing shave shit. Come on, the guys already left. Kingsman left. Mrs. B left. Let's go."
Yeah, I've had to make a choice, and I've decided I'll take the blame for this.
So I still remember having this conversation, right? It's not like I forgot the conversation happened or anything.
Oh no, you all remember the conversations you've individually had, yeah.
Okay. So Far's like, "Are you dumb?
I wondered if you would bring that up.
What? Shave's literally put himself out there."
That is true, but I was hoping that by turning myself in, maybe Shade could get away.
Shave doesn't want to get away. hey, look, Neshka, I know you like see the best nobody, but trust me, the guy's got a death wish, okay? Like, he's a nice dude, but he was very specific with the way he went about this whole thing. You don't have to die with him.
Cool. Far, what would you like to do on your turn as Neshka has told you to move on and you've had a little conversation? But there are guards waiting and you know there'll be more guards coming.
Can I... Shit. Neshka's bigger than me. I can't pick her up or move her.
I think you're both medium.
Okay. Can I...
I will point out there is a ladder that you'd have to get her up.
Sure, yeah. But can I move, grab Neshka, step of the wind to get that ladder?
Neshka, would you allow Far to grab you to move you?
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can grab hold of it. It's half movement, so whatever your movement would have been. And if you're trying to push or drag Neshka up the ladder, which is 30 feet, you are going to have to do a strength check.
Cool. I'm still using that step of the wind, so I can. I am adding my dash. I'm double dashing. I'm dashing onto my movement.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that. What's your base movement then?
Base. Oh God, one space. Hang on, sorry. Base movement is 50 foot.
Cool. So you would end up with 50 feet of movement. Because if you double it to 100, you then half it because you're trying to carry Neshka.
Yeah, but I've got 50 feet of movement, and then I'm going to move, pick her up, step of the wind to get a full dash up the ladder.
The dash won't get you up the ladder from where you are. That's more than 50 feet of movement. You can action. I'll let because she's letting you take her. I won't make that your action. You can action dash as well if you would like to.
Doesn't step of the wind give me an action dash though?
It does, but that just doubles your movement to 100, which is then halved because you're trying to move another creature. So you end up with just your 50 feet, basically. But if you dashed again, you would end up putting it to 150 feet, which would then take it down to 75 because I would do it overall. So you could get up the ladder that way.
Cool. Okay, then that's what's happening. Like I think Far goes like, God damn it, and then just runs at Neshka, scoops her up past these guards, and starts like hopping off the wall to get this ladder.
Cool. Make a strength check to see if you can push Neshka up.
I got this thing, by the way. I got it sent to me by my friend Kay. So I put my D20 in there, and I shake it around and see what I get. Okay, but I can't see in the top, actually. So this is probably huh. Yeah, I guess that's a small issue. Either way, Frank, 17. Yeah, I mean, okay, you can kind of look at it from the side on, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. What did you get?
Like, oh, ha, ha. It's a 17.
17, yeah, cool, that's fine. It was a DC 15 because
sweet.
You're going up a ladder. But yeah, you can, Neshka, you are pushed semi against your will.
Yeah, just a full scoop. I'm giving it a scoop. I'm jumping over the ladder with my arms. Just like, she's an orc, she's like buff. So it's just like, as he's trying to jump up this ladder.
What's your AC, Far?
My AC is 16 with the cloak.
Okay, and that's a disadvantage, isn't it? So I'll roll a disadvantage. Yeah, don't worry. The guard does try to stab you with a spear, but because of your cloak, he is unable to hit you. Got a 17, and then got a 6.
Cool. So far as she comes over, grabs Neshka. This guy tries to stab him. He dodges and goes, seriously? And then runs.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't do this, idiot.
Cool. So you are up now. You are on the roof.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Is there enough room to jump off? Because I can still.
No. Yeah. To get to the edge. No. To get to the edge, you would need more movement. You can get just to the edge, but not enough to jump.
Okay. Cool.
Basically. But that's fine. You're up a ladder. That's all right.
You're
on the rooftop.
Rooftop. Yep.
Yeah, you can see a bit more now of what's going on. Both of you can now see like the front entrance and the princess and Karini trying to calm the people in this line of guards, and what is a mini riot started by unknown means.
I think just in that moment, just for anything else, I tell Neshka, look, Van Brown made some kind of weird deal shit, okay? We don't have to go down like this.
What makes you think he'll die?
So, say again?
What makes you think we'll be killed for this?
He looks down at all the guards and goes, "Oh, I don't know. All these swords, the whole regicide thing. I don't know."
The king was a tyrant, and everyone knew it. Everyone was oppressed by him, I'm willing to bet, even his daughter. And now that she's in power, she might be more forgiving.
Do you know what powerful people have to do to make sure they can keep power? They need scapegoats. Like, no one's gonna be just like, sure, let royals get killed out here on the willy nilly. They're gonna need somebody to pin this on. And look down there, see Shafe literally holding up the king's head. That's your scapegoat. We're out of here.
Cool. And with that, it is now all of the guards, your enemies and allies' turns, as they are all operating simultaneously because it is easier for me as the GM. Shafe, you notice the guards that were around you not really paying you much attention, even though you were screaming, you've got the head of the king. They all simultaneously, there's about 10 of them around you or nearby within about 40 feet that turn and are now facing you. They start to walk towards you very slowly, but they look very casual. They haven't got their spears aimed at you or swords drawn. They are just walking towards you, and they will get within about 10 feet of you. The princess is going to try and calm everyone down again. Not on a nat one, she isn't. They get a little bit riled up. Look, I don't know. Look, we're just trying to calm things down here, everyone. Everyone, come on. Let's all take a big. Oh no, that shit. Okay. It's not going
burning
well.
those things.
But Karina is going to try a different approach, and he's going to try and intimidate them. That also doesn't work. He's not very intimidating. He starts to, no, look, everyone. And he sort of chokes on a feather that goes in his mouth. No one is intimidated. Cool, that's fine. Neshka and Fart, you were on the top. You see the two guards that were down there. They dash up the ladder. They are both at the top with their spears pointed at you.
Don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. This is a long way to fall.
Pointed at Neshka.
I'm still saying don't do it.
They both simultaneously say, "We had a deal."
In Mr. B's voice, or just in their own voices?
In the voice that I just did, which is kind of a halfway house between the two.
Right.
He's speaking through them.
Compulsion,
yeah. Kingsman in the Silent Forest. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything until you see this arc of about 5 guards who appear from around trees and in front of you, spears drawn at you. And the front one says, "Lay down your hands, I suppose."
Pick them up.
Lay down on the ground. You're under arrest. Cool.
You're back.
That's fine. I will kneel down in front of them and interlock my hands. That is it. I will.
He's done this before, everyone.
allow myself
He's done this
to-
before.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, if you're doing that, I'll allow it on this turn. They will go and they will put you in manacles. They have to get 2 or 3 around the back to manacle you. But you are manacled, and you are now the prisoner of the guards, and no one else knows where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Other stuff goes on that you don't know about. Shafe, you are stood on the side of the street with the king's head, crown still attached. And there are 10 guards around you, spears drawn. They're about 10 feet. They're all about 10 feet in this arc. With the castle behind you, you can't really move too far. What would you like to do?
I nonchalantly drop the head, kick it slightly so it rolls to the edge of that 10 foot where they are away from me.
Ding, 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 as the crown goes off.
I will then cast Shield of Faith with a bonus action.
Oh, nice.
And using my sword, I'll hold it out, arm stretched. I will draw a circle 360 degrees around me. And then as I'm doing that, I look at all the circle of guards that are ringing me, and I say, bring me someone worthy of a fight. Or try and take me down yourselves. Whoever crosses that line, better be up for it.
Cool. And as you make...
Can I make an intimidation check?
Yeah, you can intimidate them. It'll be really easy.
11.
11. Yeah, they
Didn't roll
all...
well.
The spears start to rattle a little bit on the top of the shield. There's 10 of them and one of you, but you know they don't put the best people in the
They ain't got the
guard.
stuff.
What's your AC at the moment?
With Shield of Faith, it's 22.
Cool. Let me just double check that. Okay, so a 23 would hit you then. As from behind you, with a held action, you feel this crossbow bolt go in your back, and you're able to turn and look, and you see a wood elf up the top. Can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
20.
Oh,
Cool. That fails.
oh no.
Oh.
Can you
Oh.
now roll me a D100? I will tell you now, you want a 1 to 5, if that is what you would like, if you'd like to survive.
57.
Cool. Do you know what? I was going to roll damage. You feel this crossbow bolt go into your back, and initially you just feel the pang of like this crossbow bolt that goes in, and it hurts. And then you feel something seep into your blood. And your sword that is incredibly heavy becomes too heavy for you to hold. As you have been struck with a crossbow bolt that has black ichor on it, and you failed the con save.
Is that a poison or a disease?
So it would give you advantage on any checks, but it does not negate any. It negates any resistances or immunities because of the type of.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm immune to the disease.
It's not a disease as such. It is a poison.
It's poison. Yeah.
But it goes in, and you age in a moment. The full
Oh,
lifespan
no.
of a human being. Your body wrinkles, your muscles shrivel, your bones become brittle, and your show of strength is undone as someone worthy was waiting, but they're too smart to face you face to face. As the wood elf puts on their copper mask and then disappears off into the castle. And Shafe, you are dead, and you cannot be revived, and you cannot be healed. But you have fulfilled your bargain, and we'll come back to that in a bit. Mrs. Bumble, you're next in the initiative order. Make me a perception check because of where you were when this was all going on.
16 plus dirty 20.
You have just seen guards surround your ally as such. You didn't notice where the crossbow bolt came from, but you heard a familiar twang, and then you saw Shafe crumble and shrivel in front of you. Your deal is done. It is honoured. What would you like to do on your turn?
Oh, well. Oh, I feel a wee bit bad for him on that one. I'm still surrounded by my child thieves, and I believe in their final usage of child thief, I'm going to give a couple.
I feel a little bit bad for him on that one.
Jeez.
Well, what
Sorry,
do you
that got
say
me.
to that?
Okay.
Oh. See, Steph feels really awful about it, but Mrs. B, just
Mm.
a little bit.
Business.
Business. I'm gonna give
Business.
business. I'm gonna give a couple of child thieves a gold piece each, and I would like them to start spreading a couple of rumors around the crowd. I'm gonna all right. So if you could say that you saw that old lady, no Mrs. Bimblebumble, leave the party a long time ago, because technically that's what I was going for. That'd be smashing. And if you could go around and tell everyone that you heard that sheath man, that human man, talking about killing the king at the festival yesterday, that'd be great. Off you pop, you dearies.
Well, yeah, no worries. Really keen. They've got a gold piece and their children.
Good kids.
They're very happy to go and do that. And they will just start whispering and like talking amongst themselves. And you see them go into the crowd and people start murmuring. Anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, because I want to get out of here. I'm gonna fire a fire arrow at the tree I put oil on earlier.
Okay.
Nice. Yep.
What's the range on your short bow?
This one, 80, 320.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll to hit.
Ooh, thank you for that plus.
I will put, it's a wooden tree. You've got to get a 10.
It's 21.
Yes. Perfectly hit it.
So that's 12 points of damage to the tree, just to really stick it in.
It's up in flames immediately.
Yeah, off it goes. Whatever that fire bit is, I've forgotten already. Yeah, 1d8 of fire damage. Let's roll it just to see how bad I hurt the tree. 8 points of fire damage.
It's very badly hurt. It is a dead tree.
Cool. And then I want to try and because I've forgotten, so it's probably Mrs. B has probably forgotten where, because we had a thing with Lolo, and I've forgotten where we said we were going. So
I believe it was near the Temple of Rao is where
that was it.
You were going to meet Mrs. B.
I'm gonna stealthily make my way as far as I can with the intention of getting to the temple.
Is that where we're meeting Lolo?
They said they had a carriage for you that would be provided to get you out of the city. Mrs. B, you noticed that no one's paying you attention. You don't have to roll for it. You had a deal. You get the feeling your dealers are going to be honoured. And what I would say for the purposes of this, you can get to the Temple Rao. There is a carriage there that is quite plain and simple, that just has some wings painted on it in gold that you would suggest would be Lolo's. And you can get inside. You can choose to wait for your other compatriots, or you can not.
I will, for the time being, wait.
Yeah, there's a driver there. Like there's just a half elf just sat on top.
I'm going to make inane conversation.
Oh no, not one of those passengers.
Well, how long have you been driving a carriage then, dear?
Oh, too long for this shit. Lolo has the worst fares. Cool. End of your turn then. Kingsman, you are in manacles. You have guards around you. They would have helped you back up, so you were stood back up. You are much taller than all of them. Do you go with them?
I go with them because I'm gonna honor my deal.
Cool. And they will walk you towards the halls of justice through the city. They walk you. They don't get a wagon. They don't get anyone to collect you. They just walk you. As people watch you walk through, and they know what you have been accused of. But you hear murmurings of the 3 other deaths. One familiar to you, which is Clank, who was the Tabaxi, who was your previous boss, who was the warden of Steo Shah, and he is one of the other 3 that were dead. You don't recognise the other names particularly, but that one you definitely do. Cool. He will wait. He's waiting to see how things pan out. Neshka and Far, you were at the top. There are these only 2 of them because they were the only ones nearby. But there are these 2 guards who have spoken in a voice that you both half recognise. Neshka, you are first to react. Is your turn first? What would you like to do?
I've put Neshka down, by the way. I'm not just holding it the whole time. Yeah. Just calling my arms in tight. So heavy.
I'll put up my hands and I'll say, I'm only helping my friend escape. Once I'm sure he's safe, I still intend to honor our deal.
What deal?
Cool. Any action or bonus action on your turn?
No, I'll just encourage Far to get out of here.
You have got shove. You can shove people. It's only a 60-foot drop. He's got he's got a reaction that he can use as a monk. It's fine.
He'll bounce.
Cool. No worries. So that is the end of your turn. Far. These guards are there, and Neshka has got her hands up. What would you like to do?
Far is looking at Neshka and looking at his guards and going, "You took the deal for yourself?"
Yes, I took it so everyone else could be safe.
Why? You don't even. We've known you for a week at best. Like, look, don't get me wrong.
Right.
What?
I didn't feel right being the one who would choose who lives and who dies. So if I had to make a choice, I chose myself.
Listen, we already have somebody who's shooting who lives and dies. Right down there. And I think I noticed that Shafe is dead.
Oh, yeah, you can see from where you are that he is fallen to the ground.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, they got him already. Hey, guys, there's your killer, right? Oh, bless him, but I guess we're cool. My deal was Shafe. I turned Neshka. Sorry, Neshka. He really wanted to go for it.
They are not looking at you. They are only focused on Neshka. So even when you speak, they don't turn their heads to look at you.
God damn it.
Almost like they can't see you.
Right. Okay. Are you sure about this, Neshka? 100%?
I am sure.
They'll kill you.
I don't know that.
Well, at least you can get a head start. And I push these two dudes off the building.
Oh, they're on the other side. You're on the side of the ledge. They're on the other side near the. You could maybe push them down.
They come out the hatch, right? Yeah, I'm kicking down the hatch.
You can push one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove. No, I got two.
Oh, you will have two attacks, won't you? Yeah, go on then.
I can push them both.
Right, so it's contested, isn't it? I've played 2024 rules, so I'm trying to remember what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them's going down no matter what, so it's fine.
Cool. The other one is 6. Wait. Oh, plus 6, 22. Sorry.
Yeah, they both go down. Then you push one after the other as they both get pushed.
I just shove them, and I look at Neshka and I go, "You got a head start. Good luck." And I jump off the ledge.
Cool. You jump up. I just need to roll some falling damage for my poor guards. That's very mean of you. Okay, that's not too bad. Cool, so you jump off. There is a grappling hook and a rope still there. You can use that, or you can just jump off, and you do have a feature as a monk.
Yeah, I've got. I can just land, so I'm okay. I'm taking more than 40 damage.
No, I don't think you can. No, not with 6. Yeah, it's 60 feet, so yeah, not with 66. You're fine.
Cool. So yeah, Far looks at Neshka, steps backwards off the ledge, and then lands, and looks around and runs off. Oh wait, no, are those child thieves still around?
They are in the crowd. They have moved on the outs. They're still on the edge of the crowd, but they are doing something.
Okay,
They're working.
Right.
If you distract them, they will not.
Go, but no, I'll leave them to it. I'm gonna make my way to the temple to get out of here.
Cool, and you can. And what we will do is we will end initiative here. As Far, you can head towards the carriage that is just waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait, you and Mrs. B, as long as you want. No one else is going to turn up. Neshka, the guards get up, and they just climb back up.
God damn.
If you wait for them, they will be there to arrest you.
I mean, that's a big action. They've got to do 2 actions to get this ladder, right? They can't do shit.
I will wait very patiently.
God damn it.
They manacle you. They manacle you to the front, not to the back. And they will escort you down And one of the reasons they did it at the front is because you've got a ladder to go down. And they're not completely stupid. But you do. So Kingsman has been arrested. You were taken to the halls of justice. Neshka, you were arrested. You were taken to the halls of justice. Far, what you would have noticed as well is the 5 images that were up. 2 of them have disappeared.
Right.
You and Mrs. Bemble were not being shown. It was only the other 3 that were shown.
Mm.
But we will come to something more important. Shaith, you have been killed. You have had the life taken from your body by a cowardly attack, I would suggest, by someone who hid and waited to see what you did and then took their chance. Where does Shaith arrive once he is dead? In the afterlife. to be more specific.
Okay. Pretty much the same as my dream sequence. So a small wooden hut in a valley. Valley's surrounded by pine trees, and the last of the winter snow is just on the ground, melting away. So you start to see the green growth of spring appearing here and there. There's a forge on the side of the house. It keeps it warm. It's cozy. And I just spend my days making things, knowing peace for the first time.
And you do get a visitor every now and then, perhaps an unwelcome one. But the stranger visits you and will converse with you and talk to you and ask you how you are. But when you first arrive, he is there waiting for you. I know we didn't have a deal, but it seemed like the right thing to do.
Wasn't exactly the end I was expecting. Not going to say I'm not annoyed by it, but I guess I understand.
I don't leave things to chance.
Clearly.
But you'll be here. No one else will disturb you. And if you tell me to leave and never come back, I will never bother you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll always be around.
All that time ago in Mute Barrow, and I forget, Steve forgets how long it's been in game time.
It's literally like a 10-day. That's it.
10 days.
It's not that long at all.
Those 10 days ago in Mute Barrow, that first lunchtime I arrived, all I wanted was a pint. Walking towards that pub, I need to witness it explode before me. That has probably been the biggest disappointment I've faced in the last week and a half. So if you do visit, and I guess I don't mind too much, why don't you just bring some ale with you?
I can do that. And it'll be the best ale. No expense spared.
That's good enough for me.
Enjoy your rest. Shaith? Or do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
Your name was Mirren Forge. You were a good man. Good upbringing. Sort of. Unfortunate. But destined for greater things, it would seem. You killed a king.
I did. Infamy is as good as being famous, I suppose.
No one's going to forget you. I won't allow them to.
What were you actually in it for?
Exactly what I said. if we didn't, I mean, I suppose I might as well fill you in on some of the other things that went on. But you know, we had to kill a couple of leaders of other nations who were conspiring with the king, and they were going to try and take over as such. I couldn't let that happen. I've worked too hard, Shafe, over my years to see peace. And Malika's dead because she wouldn't have allowed peace to come. But there's hope for the future. That was what I was in this for. A little bit of hope.
Then I guess I owe you an apology.
No, I'm a pretty cagey prick sometimes, to be fair. I know I am, and I know what I am. You don't owe me an apology. We're good. And next time I see you, I'll bring some ale.
I shall look forward to it.
Me too. And he wanders off away from you towards like a little forested area. Do you watch him leave, or do you go back to whatever you were doing?
No, I'll watch him leave.
Cool. As he gets to the edge of the forest, he walks through, and the forest just shimmers as though it is not really there. And you make a perception check for me.
19.
You just catch as the shimmer breaks what is on the other side. You see red rock, you see fire and lava. You know where you are, but your patch of it is very, very pleasant. And you are never disturbed. No one other than the stranger comes to visit you. He never tells you his name. But you're at peace. Kingsman and Neshka. You are in cells. You are eventually taken to cells in the palace. They have cells in the basement there. They're a bit bigger and a bit nicer. But they wait probably sort of 6 to 8 hours to let things cool down a little bit. You know, you hear from the halls of justice people being told that they've caught the culprits and they are going to be put on trial and they'll be fairly dealt with. And after a while, what do you do? You're put in the same cell. You know, there are several beds in there. You're put in the same cell. What would you say or do in that time?
Neshka, why did you give yourself up?
I did.
I don't think that was part of the plan.
Was it
Do you know-
plan for you to pick yourself up?
It was part of my plan. Do you know where the others are?
I assume they escaped and are safe. What was the deal after all?
Who was you with? I was with Mrs. Bemble Bumble. She conveniently disappeared into the crowd. I had to disguise myself as a tree.
I would have liked to have seen that. I was with Bar. He didn't agree with my choice, which is understandable. I'm not entirely sure I agree with my choice, but I still feel like it was the right one.
Maybe. We can always try to escape.
Maybe. It's only part of the deal to give ourselves up. That we stay here, right? But we'll see.
And after a while, you sit and wait. Guards come, they bring you food, they bring you water. You are relatively well looked after in this cell. But eventually you get another visitor as Kingsman, an elf who you are very familiar with, turns up. She is still wearing her white dress with the red at the front, with her long blonde hair. Her crown is different. It is much bigger now.
Mm-hmm.
As the Queen is now stood in front of yourselves. So you're the ones that killed my father.
I guess so. At least that's what we are admitting to.
You know, I could cast Zone of Truth and get the truth out of you.
I think you already know the truth, Princess, or my queen.
It's not really important, that side of things. And you, Neshka, is that right? You're responsible for my father's death?
Yes, Your Majesty.
So formal. There's no need for formalities. I am more here as reassurance. Someone was always going to kill my father. It was a case of when, not if. I'm surprised it took this long, really. And we are better off for him not being here. Having said that, we do need someone to publicly take the fall. And I've had it agreed that your sentence, once you're found guilty, because if you're admitting to it, it's kind of like, it's going to happen. Then you will be imprisoned for life. Like not in the same cell, you'll get separate cells, but somewhere in the palace, and you'll be restricted there, monitored. Does that sound agreeable?
I look over to Neshka.
I'm grateful that it's not a death sentence. Although, to be imprisoned inside for the rest of my life may be as bad as a death sentence.
Well, I mean, like, we won't be watching you all the time, and from what I understand, you can transform into other things, and maybe that'd be as long as you're back there at night. When we do checks, I think we could make some allowances. My father was a real prick. He was a terrible man. Elf.
I see.
But public appearances. And as she says that and kind of shrugs, not overly committed to this, but knowing there is a system, you see another figure that you are both familiar with. As you see a drow, and he is wearing this very nice, dark purple and light purple clothing. It's very detailed. It's got lots of sashes on it. He looks very regal. As you see the new emperor, Idna Zolri, arrive. Yes, I am very agreeable to this. I don't think we need to do anything drastic here. It's fine. But you both agreed for a payment. Is there somewhere else you would like this payment to go? Because you're probably not going to need it where you're going to be.
I'd like it to go to my family.
No, sure, we'll take the details and we'll get it to them. It'll be fine. It seems fair.
You can give my share to Neshka's family too. I don't have any family. There's no one who needs it. If I'm going to be living in the palace, I'm fine.
It's very generous of you. Okay, it's pretty generous. I wish I had family like that or friends. Okay, that's fine. We will give 30,000 gold pieces to Neshka's family. We will also arrange some guards to be there so they are protected, because that's a lot of gold in one place at one time. We'll sort something out. We'll help them out. It's fine. In case it's not clear, my mother is dead. She was killed. But, yeah, she wouldn't move at the time, so these things happen. She will be missed by many people. but we. And he looks at Rhaena Pentria, the queen. And they share a glance. Both of you make insight checks for me.
Oh, nope. It's a 3. No
19.
bonus.
Cool. Kingsman, they just look like a queen and an emperor just looking at each other and acknowledging their existence. Neshka, there is a little hesitation in that glance and a little smile by both of them. There's more there than meets the eye between those two. It's clearly a connection of some kind. But they do their pleasure. We will leave you to it, and you have done this continent a great service. However, we cannot say that outside these walls, so thank you. And Idna and Rena wander off. They don't await a response, not out of rudeness, but they're pretty busy because one's just become an emperor and one has just become a queen. Far and Mrs. Bemble Bumble, you were sat in the back of this carriage. Where do you ask the driver to go? Oh, we can't hear you, Far.
What? You're too far away.
Oh,
No, you're still muted.
No, I don't know what is muted or what is stopping you, but
Great, Mrs. B's in charge. Let's go.
yes.
Oh, no.
What's that for? You want to give me all of your money? Okay.
I think Far's been really sullen, actually, in the cart. He's been going. He just wants to get paid. He wants to go to find his master. He wants to go home.
What are you sitting over there sulking for?
Oh, I don't know, Mrs. B. Maybe we just got royally screwed. Maybe we left good people behind.
Maybe you survived. Don't take that for granted. Everyone makes their choices in this life, and you have to live with them. Be they good, bad, whether they hurt people, whether they help. They're your choices, and you've got to suck them up and accept the choices that other people make too. Now, Far, you're a good boy, and I see a lot of potential in you. But you're emotional, you're hot-headed. If you don't rein that in, it's going to get you killed. And I'm speaking to you plainly now, because I feel that, at this point, why the hell not? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Who knows what's waiting for us around the corner, but right now, you're here. Be thankful for it.
Yeah. I need a nap. I need to wait. No, I'm half elf. I don't trance. I need a nap.
Where should we go?
Let's get paid, and then I gotta make a stop.
Wine country it is then.
Yeah, wine country. I think I just watched the background disappear away from us.
Yeah, and as you go outside, you would expect to see Neri's cart there. That is gone. That is not there. Neri has not waited for you.
Wow.
You don't know why.
Damn.
There's lots of reasons why that might have happened.
She's just not.
The most
She's just
obvious
not
one
that
is
into
bailed. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't like that, but she just bailed on us.
Yeah, well, she did what she was told. So you were taken. The guy at the front, who is trying not to listen to what is being said behind him, will listen to Wine Country. He will take you to Kylond. You get there, and it is silent. This little hamlet at the side of the road that has a windmill, that has this big work building that's got a smith, a bakery, a wine cellar in it, an area to make wine, and a little artisan area to make clothing, is all silent. There are 3 small homes that are silent, and there is above a little mound. There is a large, looks like a centerpiece for this little hamlet. The doors are just swinging open in the wind.
I
Can
guess. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, should we look at the ominously swinging doors?
Yeah. That's.
There's no trust. Cool. You can go up. You hear nothing, and you go inside. And the first thing is this small room that looks almost like a gathering room. It is not a massive space like a hall, but it is a big, like 20-foot by 15-foot room that is big enough that you could have a gathering of maybe a small hamlet in. There's a fireplace, some tables and chairs, and then a doorway just to the left that is shut.
Yeah, just gonna walk around. Hello. It's the middle of the day. Where is everybody?
You get no response when you call out. Do you
Cool.
go
I just-
towards the
yeah.
closed door?
Keep going. Go door. Oh, go on.
Oh.
No, go on.
Just like to, hang on, I was going to grab him. Just caution, dear. Caution. You're in a new environment, so you need to assess your surroundings, doors and corners. I would like to check the door for traps.
Cool, make an investigation check.
12.
Yeah, it doesn't look trapped.
Okay. Now you can open the door, and I'll stand back here.
Far's gotten quite despondent, so he just kind of shrugs, opens the door.
Yeah, nothing happens. It's just a wooden door that opens, and you come to a hallway that is a bit like zigzaggy. It isn't a straight one, but you see doors going off the side of it. One of them you see is hanging off of its hinges, and there is like paperwork and some broken glass on the floor just in the doorway.
Right. I'm sorry, just real quick. So where have we come to exactly? Because I feel like maybe I got mixed up.
So you have come to Kylond, where the Emperor said that if you head here, there'll be a way to get you back. This was your escape route. This was your original, like, Plan A escape route, even though you're on, like, Plan ZZ.
Right.
Asterisk footnote.
Yep. So yeah. If I'm just looking around, we're like, where the hell is everybody? This is meant to be entry to the rest of the place. Hello. Pushing some more doors open.
Yeah, as you push other doors, you see bedrooms. One is clearly like an adult's bedroom, where the beds are turned over, the furniture's damaged.
Oh, someone's been through this place.
Another one is a child's bedroom, which has been untouched. And then the fourth one is has had like bookshelves thrown over, chests literally tipped over and broken in half. There is the only room that is last is the one with the door hanging off the hinge.
Right. So I lean back to Mrs. B. You think maybe something from the Underdark got up here?
Sorry, say that again, dear. I totally spaced.
Okay, that's fine, Mrs. B. You're old. I was saying, do you think something from the Underdark got up here?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Not really.
It might be, though.
What are your
Do you
passive
know your last
perceptions,
fought
by the
creature from
way?
the Underdark? Passive is
14.
16.
Cool, no worries. Carry on.
Well,
My
let's have a little wee peek round that door.
Yeah, I'm sorry, butcher around
hanging
that door.
off.
Carefully, stealthily.
There you go. Good boy.
Yeah, you can look. You can roll stealth if you would like to. On the other side, you see what would have been a kitchen, and it has all been destroyed pretty much, and clearly someone's gone through it, except for the small round wooden table in the middle, which has two very simple, very rustic, but very familiar-looking chairs, and sat in one of them is the mysterious stranger.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man!
Look, I thought this is where you were going to be, and then you all fucked around in the city. So plans change.
Don't they just?
Right.
This is what you're looking for. And he reaches inside his jacket and throws a scroll out to you. That'll get you to wherever you want to go.
Much obliged. Thank you very much, dear.
Far as not unaware that Mrs. B is super cordial with this dude, but it's like, all right, well, snatches it. Thanks. What did you do here?
Well, I had to search for that, and do you know what? They were very resilient. And
We had a deal. You didn't have to do this. We were going to come back through after the job was done.
Oh yeah, but I was planning ahead. You see, if I couldn't catch you in the city, I was going to catch you here. Some of us do make plans, but we don't wait until we're on the doorsteps of somewhere to start thinking about it.
Yeah, right. I take a flick through the scroll.
It is a scroll of teleportation.
Okay. I hand it to Mrs. B. Does this look okay to you?
Guess so.
You can
Not
make an
much-
Arcana check if you'd like
Oh
to.
yeah, right.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Let's both make Arcana checks. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
No, we check them over, and that's
14.
19.
Cool. Far, are you making an Arcana check?
Yeah, I
Or
made
you-
one. 19.
14. What was your sorry?
19.
19. Oh yeah. So, Mrs. B, you're really not sure. Like magic isn't your thing.
This isn't my bag.
Right.
You've got a bit more of a mystical connection. Yeah, it's a teleportation scroll. Looks fine.
No fuckeries.
issues.
Seems to
It's got the
seem to.
circles at the bottom. It's got like 3 charges, one of which has been used, but there are 2 remaining.
Okay. So
So where are
what
you
happened to
headed next?
Neshka and
That's
Kingsman?
Their deals are done. Neshka and
Wow.
Kingsman are in prison. Shafe is dead.
Yeah, I saw Shafe. I know what happened to him. You got him killed.
He made a choice.
Right. Well, if I don't see you again, and I just use. I don't finish my sentence.
I get that a lot. Don't worry about it. I can take it
Yeah.
personally.
Wait, so is there one for Mrs. B as well?
Basically, so with the teleportation scroll, you can try and cast the spell. You would need to make an Arcana check and pass the DC, which for that would be a DC 17 to cast the spell. And teleportation, you can teleport a number of people to a location.
Okay. Yeah, I look at Mrs. B. Is there anything else you need here? Suddenly the company's not so hot.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's pretty hot.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Can you give me a second? I need to get some air.
Sure.
I'm going to go outside and I'm going to use the scroll myself.
Cool. Roll an Arcana check for me.
It's 15.
Cool. You try the first time. And make a perception check, Mrs. B, to see if you can hear this. You start reading the incantations, and the circles appear around you, but they're a bit unsteady and they crack, and you don't quite manage it. And
Gotcha.
one of the circles fills in. There is 1 charge left.
That is a dirty 20 on perception.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely hear what's going on.
Do you know what? Is the stranger still there?
Yeah, he hasn't got anyway. He just sat watching.
I'm just going to be like, I've never been prouder of him. And then we're going to tottle out and just kind of stand with my hands on my hips. Well, fucking well.
Can I roll again?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Wait.
you've got the scroll.
That's
Mrs. B, if you want-
17.
cool, Mrs. B. If
Cool.
you want to stop it, you can
Yeah,
try.
absolutely I do. I'm going to, I'll fire an arrow at him. Fuck it, let's go.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
I'm
gonna hit.
so proud. It is going to hit. It's, that's a 28.
Nice.
Cool. Can you make the Arcana check again, Pan or Far? Sorry,
Actually,
or
I'm just going to catch the arrow.
Can I do some damage?
are you going to do missile?
Yeah, I'm just going to catch it.
Cool. Roll the. What's the damage, Mrs. B?
It's just a reaction.
So damage off the bat, we've got 10 to start, and it's fire on top of it. So 5 points of fire damage.
So how much in total? Sorry.
15,
So
no?
15 points of damage.
Cool. So then you roll a D10 Far
Yeah.
and add Wisdom and Dex. I want to say
Sweet. Okay. 1 second.
you could reduce this to 0.
Yeah.
And
D10.
this would be a very cool moment if you do.
That's 10 on the D10.
Of course,
Thank
I think
you.
that's it.
D&D Beyond, frankly. And then Wisdom, yeah, with Wisdom and what's the other thing?
I think it's Wisdom and Dex from memory.
Wisdom and Dex.
It should tell you what you get to add to it.
Dex plus 3. Yeah, I mean, like between Dex and Wisdom, yeah, 20.
Yeah. Cool. You catch it Far. as you finish this incantation, where are you trying to go?
I want to go see my master. I think I look at Mrs. B and go, I think you've taught me enough. And I disappear to go see my master.
Yeah, and you do. You go back to your temple where you would expect your master to be, and we'll pick that up. Mrs. B.
Oh, no, I often take my master to that village, not to the temple.
Oh, you wanted the master to be here?
No, wait. Sorry. Where was the village, the first village you went to, the
New Barrow.
New Barrow. I wanted the New Barrow, that's what I have to go to.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you go to Mute Barrow then, and you will end up there. They have done quite a few repairs.
Just snaps the arrow in his hand, looking Mrs. B in the eye, and leaves.
It's a very cool moment where you're reading this scroll. Mrs. B has a go at you verbally, fires this arrow at you that ignites as it goes, and you just catch it and then disappear.
Yeah.
Magically, you're out of there. Mrs. B, the stranger walks out.
Mhm.
Do you need a lift home?
If you wouldn't mind, dear, I think Mrs. B is going to kind of straighten her cloak a little bit. She's going to kind of brush her hair back a little bit. And suddenly she seems to be she's still old as balls, but maybe not quite as old as she's been presenting. That foolish boy is going to really regret that choice. And I am so very excited.
I can't wait. And he just draws with his finger in the air a doorway, and this doorway of fire appears, and he flicks it open, and on the other side is your home. After you, madam.
Much obliged. And I'll walk through.
Cool. And you walk in and you hear the noise of your family already in this house. All of your children and grandchildren are present. One of your sons, I think it was Christopher, wasn't it? Was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Mum. We've got this delivered by someone. And he holds a chest that he's clearly struggling to hold up. It's so heavy.
Okay, did you check it first? Did you check it for traps?
I've already opened it once.
Well, what's inside it?
And he has to drop it down, and it thuds as it hits the floor, and he pulls it up. And there is gold inside. You would estimate about 15,000 gold pieces.
Now, this is Mummy's, and if you're very good, you can have a little bit of it after you've done some work for me.
All right, Mum. Who's that? And he points to the doorway behind you, just as the stranger closes the door with his hand, and the doorway disappears as he leaves you with your family.
Just a new friend, dear. That's all.
All right, Mum. We're just starting dinner. And they run off, and it is dinner time, and your family are very happy. They are absolutely ignorant to what's happened. They almost don't realise they were taken, is what you would suggest. If they even were in the first place. Far, you return to Mute Barrow, where this journey began. And you see the Kenku here and the Sea Elves and Tritons. They have repaired the tavern almost. It's almost perfectly rebuilt. You get a few wary looks as some of them remember you and remember what happened last time you were here.
I walk in, just put a hot hand up, be like, peace, I'm just here to find somebody.
Well, I think you have found me, Far. And a familiar voice. Weirdly, you're like in the middle of the street, and from behind you, you hear this voice.
Yeah, I turn, like, is it a trick? Is it a trap? I turn to look anyway.
And you see before you your master, disheveled, like his normally quite neat and tidy mustache and like white facial hair and short hair is disheveled, a little bit singed in places. His robes have been torn and not as pleasant as you remember them being.
I give him the biggest hug. No, I just all of Far's like bombasticness and the character he puts up falls away, and he runs to his master for a huge hug.
And he gingerly hugs you back, like he winces as you hug him.
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I have missed you too, my son. And he hugs you as gingerly as he can, but a very heartfelt hug. He knows what you have done. He doesn't know what you've sacrificed necessarily, what you've given up, but he knows that he is here because of you. Should we get a drink?
Yeah. Yes. I turn to a Ken because I punched earlier and I go, "Hey, real story about earlier. Is the bar open? Is the tavern open?"
Yeah, it's open. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, do you want to? I'm not gonna punch you, man. I'm so pleased. I give him like a big shoulder. Like, great, awesome. I love taverns. I'm not gonna punch you, man. I'm so sorry. I like moving the side. And I take my master to get a drink.
And you can walk up to the tavern. It is prepared enough. You know, the priority is getting the ale being served again. Let's face it.
Right.
There's like half the roof still being repaired.
We kind of helped to save the tavern. I feel like so.
Well, I mean, like
we did set it on fire to start with, so maybe not so much, but still, yeah.
I think technically someone else did blow it up, so it isn't your fault.
Fast telling his masters, okay, so somebody else blew his place up, but we kind of helped on the way in.
Give and take away, it's all about balance.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like a kid again with his mother. He's like, yeah, no, totally. I've been doing my practices. I've been doing my forms. You okay? Do you need anything? Like, it's just like fully like make sure he's okay. Getting him a pillow, getting the drinks and everything.
Yeah, and he will sit and drink and regale. He doesn't have a lot of stories. His thing is about some weird bloke kept visiting him and talking to him, but was really off-puttingly pleasant. Bear in mind, he knew he was in hell, and he just talked to you about this guy was just nice. He talked about deals, but wouldn't make one, and it was all a bit weird.
Does he remember that Far was there with him at one point?
He does have faint memories of that, but he assumed it was a dream. But when you tell him, he is like relieved that it was there, that you were there, and it wasn't a dream, because he had a lot of dreams and nightmares in that place.
Yeah. I think I finished up my night just telling him about the people I was with. Shaith, this strong, single-focused warrior. Kingsman, a mighty hero. Neshka, a sweet druid who just wanted to see people safe. And this gnome lady, I thought she was cool, but there was always something, I don't know. I couldn't trust her in the end. So I came here.
You've had quite an adventure, but it's good to be back up here. Probably going to take it easy for a while, Far.
Right, yes. Whatever you need, master.
Let's go home. And I mean, I suppose we have got to sort out those people that took over and get back to where we should be.
Yes, sir. And absolutely. Like Far's more than happy to spend his days with his master, doing what they need.
Cool. And you will eventually return back to your temple, and there are still people there that have taken over. The guy that took over and was in charge, though, isn't there anymore. But his students are still there. But they quickly are turned and controlled. Some of them are thrown out.
Far kicks the ass of anybody who says boo. If anyone's like, well, you're not the leader, like, I kick the shit out of them.
It's a nightmare for the celebration.
Anyone else doesn't think so?
Where everyone's pretending to be ghosts and saying boo, and Far's just punching them in the face.
Everyone who says boo in any sense is getting punched in the face.
Cool. Kingsman. Yours will be the final, and I'm very conscious that Steve is not here. Kingsman, yours would be the final thing that happens here. As you all go on with the rest of your lives, Neshka, you are, whilst you're in prison, like it is it's the nicest prison. Most people would just call it a suite. And no one monitors you as you can go, and as long as you're back most nights, no one really pays attention to it. You get visited by the Queen, and you're allowed to tend to the garden of the palace. Like, they give you this space. You are a prisoner in name only, and only because you have to be back there, or it might cause a problem. Mrs. Bumble, your family thrive. You've just got 15,000 gold pieces. That's good for business.
Oh, yeah.
And your family name will grow over time. You can feel it and you know it, and it happens. Kingsman. One day you are just sat in your cell, which is a suite. It is also very pleasant, and you are given free reign of the palace and the grounds, which gets a few eye twitches because you are technically still a prisoner. And one day you were just out by the tree that they have, this large, huge tree in the garden that represents the blooming and the blossoming elves and their lifespans. You just feel a warmth in the center of your chest, like not painful or bad, like a good, peaceful warmth. It is very peaceful here. Do you want to describe what happens to Kingsman as you are in this peaceful moment?
So under the tree, there's a wooden bench. Kingsman has never sat on this bench. It's sitting in the sun. It's a spring, and he's not really been concerned about how much time has passed. As he's in, although he understands he's a prisoner, he has actually enjoyed his time. He, as you say, him and Neshka, they meet on occasion, and it's as time has gone on, it gets rarer and rarer. But he's found this tree, and as the warmth fills his chest, he decides to sit down. Closes his eyes, sits up straight. Then he goes a little bit straighter, just 1 inch extra, just to push himself up a little bit more. And he reaches down into his pocket and he pulls out his toothbrush. With a sly smile on his face, he kind of nonchalantly just puts it in his mouth like you would do a lollipop. And as the heat inside, as the warmth inside grows, he lets it overtake him. And if you was there in the garden, which I imagine is completely alone, he has the silence. You can hear the birds and nature and the rustling of the trees, which he thinks back to Neshka would probably appreciate this garden. As quiet as anything, and if anybody was present, you would see him slowly disappear into motes of light.
Oh.
And slowly go up into the sky.
And Neshka, you just realized one day Kingsman is no longer here. There's no panic from the guards or anything, weirdly. But you just know he is not there one day. And that is the end of your story and A Deadly Quest. But not the end of everyone's story. As time passes, a couple of 100 years or so, and then in a forest none of you would know, a little orchard, a little apple orchard, behind a small village in Stale, a little fire doorway appears. And a figure walks out of it, just a shadow initially. Then he reaches down with a worn glove and picks up an apple that's fallen on the ground, smells it, takes a big bite as he breathes in the air around him as well, possibly for the first time in a long time, as the mysterious stranger starts walking towards the village of Dode in Stale Shah and just says to himself, well, I suppose there's more business to be done, more deals to be made. And continues to eat his apple as he heads towards the village of Dode. And Steve, that is epic timing, because that is the conclusion of A Deadly Quest. Thank you, anyone who was watching. Thank you, wonderful players, for bringing such great characters, including Diane and Sarah, who couldn't make the whole journey. Thank you all very much. But that is the end of A Deadly Quest. But maybe more to come. Well done, all of you. Most of you survived.
That was brilliant, Ross. That was
Yeah, man.
absolutely
Mm.
epic. Thank you so
Absolutely,
much.
dude. What an ending. That's so
Yeah.
sad.
And I think no one died that wasn't expecting it either, or wasn't like, like yeah, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You all made choices, and if you'd have made
Yeah.
a different choice, I've got like 2 different strands written down of like, cool, they might go this way, they might go that way. That's fine. I can resolve that.
Cool.
Can we ask
And-
what Kingston Steel was? Like,
Oh, you have to wait and see.
oh,
Book
bugger.
2.
Tune in for the sequel.
Yeah. So, and just quickly before we do say goodbye, Ross, the Deadly Quest, the Kickstarter, it's currently live now.
Yep.
You funded, well done, congratulations. When it went, we'll back it, or when can I?
Oh, it went very broken for me.
You
there.
broke up a bit there, but I think it's
Yeah.
roughly where can they find it?
I don't know if it was about dates or where you could find it. If you want to find it, it's on Kickstarter. If you search for Deadly Quest, there is also a slightly convoluted link that is scrolling down the bottom, which I quite like to scroll, Steve.
God damn.
But if you go on Kickstarter, search for Deadly Quest. A Deadly Quest 5e is the only one on there. And you can back it. It's live until the 4th of December, at which point it'll end. So please back. And yeah, fund it. There'll be more artwork in it. It's already funded, but there'll be more artwork in it if more people back it. And I'm about to share with the players once we finish here of stuff they missed, which the only way for you to find out is to buy the book.
Go buy the book. We won't tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear, NDAs all over the place.
Yeah.
There is a clickable link in chat as well.
If you
you're
ask,
right.
I'll lie. So go buy the book.
But generally, thank you all so much for playing. It's been a pleasure to GM for you, as you have brought brilliant characters. And yeah, it's great fun. And thank you to anyone that watched. And if you've got questions, you can always reach out to me on social media at RJWeekend86. But if no one else got anything to share, I think the Deadly Quest has come to a conclusion, Dave.
I think so.
Yeah. And for the very last time, prepare to remove your headphones. Here's the end credits.
Hi guys,
Bye,
thanks for
everyone.
watching.
Bye.